What's the motherfucking deal, YouTube? This your boy, Coach Dante, in the building with you guys, man. Please comment, like, subscribe on the video, man. Thank you guys for so much for always coming to the channel, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. We are here on the last division of the AFC South, of the NFC West. Like I say again, we on the Arizona Cardinals. We're on the second to last team in the division in all of football. You know, you guys, shout out to you guys, man. It's 4:33 in the morning, so another possibility, another 5 hours, another 3-4 hours of prediction videos, and after that, I'll be pretty much done with the NFL predictions and my wild cards. So far, I got my 3 wild cards. It's pretty much a lock: Minnesota, the San Francisco 49ers. And the Saints on the NFC side. My division winners so far is the Rams. It's it's going to be the Rams. It's going to be the Rams, the Packers, the Eagles, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now on the AFC side, my wild card winners. My wild card so far is the Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, and one more team I believe that I forgot I had, the Broncos. The Broncos are those are my 3 wild card from the AFC. In the division winners, those of y'all that don't know, is the Indianapolis Colts, AFC South, the Bills, AFC East, and the North is the Bengals, and the West is the Las Vegas Raiders. So let's get right back into the Cardinals. The Cardinals lost a game, the playoff game, first round against, the first round playoff game against, pretty much, they lost it against the Los Angeles Rams, with Kyler Murray had a bad, terrible game. They lost DeAndre Hopkins for the last minute of the season. Late in the season, they only managed to get 1 win up out of that, and that's only beating Dallas in that process. But Kyler Murray had a terrible playoff game. They got off to a really hot start, but then they cooled off late in the year. I think teams really started to figure out Kyler Murray a lot, and I think losing DeAndre Hopkins kind of hurt him a lot as well. Not having that number 1 wide receiver. That he did lose Christian Kirk earlier in the year, in the offseason, to the Jaguars. They still got some good talent on that team. Rondale Moore is still very good. They got AJ Green, who wasn't bad at all, but he's no longer the AJ Green in Cincinnati. Zach Ertz is going to help him out a lot. James Conner was pretty solid last year. They lost Chandler Jones. In the offseason as well, so they lost a little bit on that defensive side of the ball. It's going to be a little tougher. Kyler Murray coming in, he said he would not play up under a friend. I believe he said he would not turn up to training camp or to workouts until he gets paid. So the Cardinals got to figure out that side of the thing. But again, DeAndre Hopkins is going to be missing for the first 6 games due, to him, to his to what he did in putting the wrong thing in his body. So again, we're gonna go to the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, individual stats, and we're gonna go through their team stats, and we're gonna just really, just get right into their schedule, see what they'll do. They finished last year 11-6. Their draft guys, their draftees, it's Trey McBride, who's really good. Cameron Thomas, I really like Cameron Thomas out of San Diego State. I really like him, man. Bajayi Sanders, another very good defensive end from Cincinnati. They also got Keontae Ingram, who is not bad, who used to play for Texas, and he was a USC guy. So they got Marquise Hayes also. Like I say again, I think they're going to be pretty competitive. But where they make the playoffs, we'll find out and see. I think losing DeAndre Hopkins is going to really hurt them in these past 6 games. And not knowing with Kyler Murray, not knowing if they're going to pay Kyler Murray or not, that's going to be tough. But I think Kyler Murray will be playing as a Cardinal. No doubt about that. So 3,700 yards for Kyler Murray. James Conner, 752 yards. Christian Kirk, almost 1,000 yards, with 19 yards away from 1,000. 982. You got Jalen Thomas, safety, was a leading tackler, leading tackler, 121 tackles. And you got Byron Murphy Jr., cornerback, with 4 interceptions. You had Kyler Murray, played in 14 games last year, 3,700 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 30 was sacked 31 times by Kyler Murray. A QBR rating of 100, completion percentage of 69. So Kyler Murray was pretty solid last year. Besides the playoff game, he was pretty solid. Great completion percentage, really, really good. The 8 games that Colt McCoy played, 740 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, quarterback rating of 101, 74 quarterback rating. So the games he did play, they were pretty solid. He was pretty good in those games. James Conner, 15 games, 752 yards, 15 rushing touchdowns. Most of those rushing touchdowns really actually came when they were by the end zone. So James Conner have a knack for that end zone. Chase Clement, 12 games, 116 carries, 592 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray also chipped in 5 touchdowns on the ground, as well as 423 yards. We go to the receiving position when Christian Kirk was leading all receivers in yards with 982, 5 touchdowns for Christian Kirk, 77 catches. You had AJ Green for 848 yards, was not bad last year. 3 touchdowns in 16 games, 54 catches. Zach Ertz also chipped in with 3. DeAndre Hopkins also chipped in with 8 before he got hurt as well. So again, let's see what goes down right here. We got the defense. Jalen Thompson, 121 tackles. You had Jordan Hicks, 116 tackles, 4 sacks for Jordan Hicks. You got Martavius Bowden. Martavius Bowden led the team in sacks with 11 sacks. Chandler Jones was the second leader in sacks with 10 and a half sacks for Chandler Jones as well. So let's get right back into the team stats right here. So 251.5 passing yards. That's 10th in the league. That was really solid. Pretty good. 10th in the league for the Arizona Cardinals. 10th in the league in rushing. 122.1 rushing yards per game. Another 10th in the league. Pretty good. 10th in the league. 26.4 points per game. Most of those scoring was early in the year when they were just blowing out people. They had a blowout win against the Los Angeles Rams. They gave them their first loss. 26.4 points per game. 11th in the NFL. That's pretty good. That's good, too. They can put points on the board. And 21.5 points per game. That is 21st in the National Football League, so they have to get better on the defensive side of the ball. That's what they actually have to get better at. So let's get into their schedule. First game at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs. They can lose that game, but I got them winning that game. So they're 1-0. Against the Raiders, that's a loss. They're 1-1 at Las Vegas. The Rams, I got the Rams winning that game. They're 1-2. The Panthers, they're 2-2. The Eagles, I'm going to give the Eagles that game. They're 2-3. Seattle, they're 3-3. They play the Saints. They're 3-4. I think the Saints will beat them. At Minnesota, I think Minnesota will beat them. I think Minnesota will beat them. They're 3-5 at this point in time. I think Minnesota will beat them. Seattle, they'll beat Seattle. That's 4-5. Again at Las Vegas, at the Rams, I think the Rams will kind of sweep them this year. That's 4-6. Versus San Francisco, I think they split with San Francisco. I think they beat them. That's 5. That's 5-6. Chargers, I think they're gonna lose to the Chargers. That's they're gonna beat the Chargers. I'm going to give it to them. That's 6-6. Patriots at home 7-6. Broncos 7-7. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7-8. Falcons, that's a win for them. That is 8-8, and then I'm gonna give them a loss again with the San Francisco 49ers. So I think overall the Cardinals will kind of fall. I think losing Hopkins for the first 6 games, I think that's going to kind of hurt them. You don't know if they're going to pay Kyler Murray or if they're going to give him a franchise tag. They can't give him I don't believe he will play up under that. But again, losing DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games. And then I think their schedule is pretty tough too. Dude, that you got to play the San Francisco 49ers and the Rams in the AFC West. Then you also got the Raiders. You also got the Saints who can beat you. I gave them a win against, I believe I gave them a loss against the Minnesota Vikings. They can also lose that game. So their schedule is pretty tough too. Their schedule is not easy. So I got 8-9 for the Cardinals. Comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this prediction. Yes, I'm saying the Cardinals are going to fall out a little bit. I think they're going to still be competitive, but I got them at 8-9. Comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you, guys. We are going to come back. We're going to go over the last team of the NFC West. Thank you, guys. Much love. We'll be back soon, guys.